The kids are back in the classroom, which means student athletes are back at play.
Yale New Haven Children's Hospital has a program designed to keep players healthy, especially girls.
Yeah, Nicole Nalapa and I had the chance to learn all about the Female Plus Athlete program from Dr. Corinna Franklin. Take a look.
Did you know you wanted to work with kids?
Yeah,
from a
I
young
knew pretty
age?
early on in residency. That I wanted to do a fellowship in pediatrics. I think working with young people, especially athletes, is so rewarding. You know, kids just want to get back out and play.
Yeah, exactly.
They're so committed to doing their activities and their sport. It's a real pleasure to help them to be their best and do their best out on the field and really in anything they want to do.
Yeah, you know that they're going to do their homework and their PT.
100%. Yeah, no one is more committed than athletes.
Right.
Which is very true. So to the Female and Athlete program, tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, well, thanks for asking. It's a really great program that offers truly multidisciplinary care. The impetus for starting it was really because female athletes have different risk profiles than male athletes for the same sport.
Interesting.
How so?
Yeah, so soccer is a great example, you know, coming off this amazing U.S. women's national team victory. Even our best athletes sometimes have really serious injuries. Soccer athletes have a much greater risk of ACL injuries in females than males. Even our best soccer players, Megan Rapinoe, for example, tore her ACL a few years ago. The risk can be twice to 3 times as high for female athletes.
Isn't that incredible?
Wow. And is that just the way our bodies are genetically?
We don't know 100%, but there are a number of different factors. Certainly, you're right. Part of it is the way our bodies are shaped.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, we don't see that difference until puberty, weirdly. So we know it has something to do with the sex development that happens in puberty. Probably estrogen plays a role. It is possible that how we train athletes, so maybe training male and female athletes differently plays a role, but regardless, we know that it is a real effect.
So this particular program is going to concentrate more on females than anything else, which is a terrific resource right here in Connecticut. And is there any other place like this?
No, this is the only program in Connecticut of its type, and I do want to emphasize my partners who really provide a great array of care. We're going to have a psychologist starting in October, so a pediatric-focused psychologist to help our athletes with any performance anxiety, return to sport fear after injury, any concerns that they may have around eating, around body image.
Wow.
We also have an adolescent med specialist as well as a primary care sports medicine specialist and an athletic trainer. So all of us are in that clinic together. So it gives athletes the opportunity to see every single one of us if they need to.
And
Fantastic.
you're also treating these athletes, individuating them, you know, based on gender in the sense that, you know, from the physical, you know, differences that like you talked about, but also I'm glad that you brought up about body images and stuff like that, nutrition, and because there's a lot of that once you hit puberty, and, you know, these athletes, right, they're trying to be the best that they can be, they're trying to get into college if that's where they want to take it, but they're also being probably burdened with just the normal stuff that happens at that age developmentally as well, and getting tripped up on how they look, right? Or, you know, unfortunately, eating disorders sometimes can come into play, especially with women, you know, but it's not talked about with as much with men, right?
Absolutely, and I think that's one thing that we do want to emphasize is that it's a safe space to talk about those concerns.
Oh, good.
I mean, I think growing up, you know, I think we all had the experience of having difficulties with those issues, body image, and particularly in performance athletes or endurance athletes, runners in particular, there's a lot of pressure to be thin, and that can have a detrimental effect when it goes too far. And so I think having all of us there to talk to, but in particular having a psychologist, is a really critical component of being able to provide good care to those athletes.
We only have about 15 seconds, but concussion rate amongst men and women?
I'm really glad you asked me that, because it is higher, again, and it is a huge...
For females?
For the same sport. The overall risk is higher in boys because more boys play football.
Okay.
But for the same sport, it's higher in girls. And
That
that's a
is
big concern
remarkable.
in soccer as well. Yeah.
Well, you got to come back.
Okay.
I know,
I'll come
this
back
is
to talk
so
about female athletes anytime.
interesting.
You come back.
And you can make an appointment by calling 877-YALE-MDS, and they'll ask you to provide a brief background on your organization, including the website we have right there on your screen as well, and on social media you can find them. But again, a one-of-a-kind program here in Connecticut, Female Plus Athlete program. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for
Yeah, it
having
was
me.
great to have
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you so much.